Canadian Mr. P, bringing you Pirate Radio broadcast football, Madden 26. We have a new season.
It's a game.
Alright, the co-host of this is HT Bomb, Slando Gomez. We got the crew out there in the field, bringing you play-by-play. What do we got here? I think we're being distracted. Yeah, man, like, what's up with this? I don't know, but I don't think I signed up for this. I don't know what's going on. Well, we also have Grandpa and Bobby J. Okay. Alright, now we're back. Today we're going to present the Minnesota Vikings in this brand new season. Kevin O'Connell, Minnesota Vikings head coach. Well, Dallas Turner gets the upgrade. Working hard in this preseason. Alright, let's take a look at their roster. We'll take take a look at the quarterbacks. We got J.J. McCarthy, Sam Howell, Max Grosmer, and Brett Ripien. Those are your starting quarterbacks. And for the Texans, DeMeco Ryans. And for the upgrades, Jake Andrews. Now take a look at their quarterbacks. C.J. Stroud, Davis Mills, and Graham Mertz, the starting quarterbacks. Alright, let's get on with this first game of this new season. It'll be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings start off this new season.
To the Midwest, the echoes of the Gallahorn and the Skull Chant reverberate inside U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson ready to get the preseason started. Off we go from U.S. Bank Stadium. To the 22-yard line, that's where the offense will take the field. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led out by the former Gator and quarterback Graham Mertz.
I know it's just a preseason game, Mike, but these game reps, they're invaluable for a young quarterback. I think anytime you have a chance to go out there and play with the first team offense, execute in a real NFL game, it's going to pay huge dividends once the regular season comes along.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. First carry for Joe Mixon. Pass the 40 with that one. That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
And the Texans.
We met with these coaches during the week, Mike. They told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early, and we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
He'll set up to throw. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job. Getting both feet down inbound.
What a nice job there, getting his feet down on the sideline to secure his first catch of the game. They need to continue to find ways to get him involved, however the opportunity presents.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. 21 on that one. It's good for a Texans first down.
And the Texans first down.
He'll look to throw. Incomplete. He got covered. Was the intended receiver there. And it'll be second down.
It's one of those balls where the quarterback wishes there was a string. The second it came out of his hand, he wished he could just pull it back because from the moment it left his hand, that looked like a sure interception. And the only reason it wasn't because the defender just flat out dropped it.
It's a loss of a couple.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on first and second down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in third and pass too often in today's NFL.
It is third and long. Now they'll set up to throw. Set up in the red zone. He's got inside the 15.
That's another
20 yards on that pass play. First down for Houston.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. Turns out he's strong through one tackle. Give him a gain of 8.
At the 4-yard line.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
On the carry, this is Mitchell. And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on third down. They'll try and run for this with Mixon. There's not through the trick. They stop it behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
So it's a pretty manageable third down. So they really have the option to run or pass. So they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
Fourth down, and on comes Amy Fairbairn for the Houston field goal. This about as short as you can get. That one points off the upright and in. Fortunate break, but the kick is good. And the Texans will take a 3-0 lead. Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response As the kick's away.
The Vikings take
Here's the
over
Minnesota
first and 10.
offense taking the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
Starting all the way back in the spring, Mike, there has been months of preparation building up for this very game. And for a lot of the guys on the sideline that have been around for a long time, these preseason games might not feel all that important. But I promise you, to that young guy who's putting an NFL helmet on for the very first time running out of that tunnel, these games go a long way, not only to making this current roster, but trying to make a career.
He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson on that one.
T.J. Hawkinson.
It's second down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Clearly the plan on offense was to establish the run a little bit on this drive, Mike, but the defense is having none of it. First and second down stop, no gain. Now it brings up a third and long. We'll see if they try something else.
It is 3rd and 10.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Minnesota.
16 yards. And the Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Here's 1st and 10. Off play. He's set up to throw. And they'll take this down inside the 35. That is sweet. Gain of 16 on back-to-back plays.
First and 10.
And another first down.
Yard line.
On the gun, he'll throw. The veteran, Danico Autry, getting in there for the sack. It's got to feel great as he gets this preseason on the right foot.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. He'll look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A little indecisive there, Mike. I thought he could have pulled the trigger a tad sooner. Instead, he just holds onto the ball a little too long. The windows close up and ultimately has no choice but to just simply throw the ball away.
3rd and long. To throw. Good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
A 45-yard attempt.
Blackbird's kick is good. And the Vikings will tie the game at 3 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
Field goals for both sides on their opening possessions. 3-3 as this one's kicked away. Here's Tremont Smith on the return. He's across the 20, taking down just shy of the 25. The Texans offense will take over now for the second time. And Greg, week one here in the preseason. Look, we know a lot of the guys who are going to make the roster, but there's still a lot to happen in training camp that players can find their way to a spot on the opening Sunday.
You know, we hear these stories all the time, Mike, where there's a little buzz about a guy in training camp and coming out of the local beat reporters and maybe the coaches talking about him a little bit. But then there's the surrounding question is he going to make the roster? And it's really what they do in these preseason games away from practice ends up being the deciding factor. And how often we see not only do they make the roster, but in some cases they go on to really have critical roles down the line as the season unfolds. So I know to a lot of fans and some of the veterans, these games don't feel like a whole lot, but to some guys on that sideline, their entire career is in front of them.
That run on first down lost a couple, so it's 2nd and 12. Throwing now from the gun. This one's going to be taken in by Collins. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
It's a gain of 8. And it brings up third down.
Somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
So, on fourth down, on comes Tommy Townsend to punt for Houston. A fair catch called for and taken out beyond the 45-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to take over for their second possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult.
Second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Now, faking the hit. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
Third down
and that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
They'll throw here on 3rd and 5. Taking off, and he slides to a halt, but he does have the first down.
This is exactly how it's supposed to look on third down. His eyes are downfield, nothing materializes. He quickly decides he can do it himself, picks up the first down, and then to protect himself with the slide, well done.
1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run. It's Jones. He's going to be dropped on just at the 10-yard line. That is a gain of 15, and now it's 1st and goal.
First down.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot. And frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front, and we can see the results.
They'll have to go the full 10 yards. It's 1st and goal. Now right here, Jones. He'll get a yard or two to the 8. 2nd and goal.
A pickup of 2. Turns up 2nd and goal.
Now here's 2nd and goal. Now this time they'll look to throw. Here comes the screen to Jones. And he'll take this down to the 2 with a good tackle there. Going to set up 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
They'll let the fullback push the ball. And he's not going to get in. Tackled at the line. It'll bring up 4th and goal.
That one didn't have a chance, Mike. They do a great job of getting penetration, clogged up the run lanes, and now this offense has a decision to make here on 4th down.
Lots of big people. Jumbo set in the game as they go for it on 4th and goal. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on down.
So this play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
They face 2nd down and 7. They'll run with Mixon. He's got some space. That's the 20. And he'll be taken down. A gain there of 16 yards. It's good for Texans. 1st down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
On 1st down, they keep it on the ground and they keep it fixing. And this time they are ready for it. Throw for a loss. And it's 2nd second down.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He was trying to get it to Christian Kirk. Now it's going to be third down.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
Set up to throw. He's got it now, complete to Dale. And will bring him down on the other side of midfield. It is a big-time play for Houston. 35 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points. So the offense tracks out the old jumbo package. So they bring out 3 tight ends, big bodies. But the defense kind of sees it coming. They've got to change it up. You can't be so predictable. Big bodies run, small bodies pass, and I think that's a little bit of what's going on here.
Again, they'll give it to Mitchell. He's going to be throwing up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down. So a field goal apiece here in that first quarter. All even, 3 apiece the score. More from the Twin Cities in a moment.